Folarin Odunlami, better known simply as Fola, isn't just another name in Nigerian music. He's become one of the most talked about young voices in Afrobeats and alternative soul. But his rise hasn't been accidental. It's a story of evolution, resilience, artistic growth, and emotional depth. Today we're diving into Fola's journey, from the early days of What Feeling to the breakthrough of Catharsis, and why his story matters. Before the fame and streams, there was a young artist with a gift. A voice both soulful and expressive, capable of raw vulnerability. Born Folarin Odunlami, Fola rose through a crowded music space not by copying what was popular, but by building a sound that felt deeply personal. This is a musician who doesn't just sing, and he narrates emotions, and people noticed. Fola's breakthrough came with his early track, What Feeling. The song wasn't a club anthem or a radio smash at first glance, but it was real, it was intimate. It captured the kinds of emotional moments we all feel but rarely hear put into music. Listeners connected because What Feeling made them feel seen. To understand what happened next, we need to look at how Fola positioned himself. He didn't chase trends, he carved out his own lane. Somewhere between Afrobeats, R&B, and alternative soul, Fola found a sound that felt organic. Like he wasn't singing about you. He was singing with you. Soon the music began to evolve. Fola wasn't just a voice. He was a storyteller. With every new song, fans began to witness growth, lyrically, melodically, and emotionally. You could sense it in the way his verses matured, in the confidence of his delivery, and in the layered production choices that felt more intentional and refined. It wasn't just music, it was experience. Then came Catharsis, the project that became more than an album. In music, catharsis means releasing strong emotions in a way that heals, and that's exactly what this collection did for listeners. Fola tapped into a deeper emotional reservoir. Themes of heartbreak, self-reflection, vulnerability, and redemption echoed through the tracks, and fans heard themselves in those lyrics. It was like a mirror for the heart. But catharsis was more than emotional resonance. It was also a statement. It showed growth not just in sound but in artistic identity. This was Fola shedding his early skin, stepping into a version of himself that was more confident, more expressive, and infinitely more compelling. One thing that sets Fola apart is his lyrical sensitivity. In a landscape filled with catchy hooks and festival anthems, Fola's songs feel like letters, directed at inner thoughts, unspoken fears, dreams, and truths we sometimes avoid confronting. His records became a place for emotional honesty. Audiences began to take notice, streams climbed, curated playlists added his songs. TikTok and Instagram were filled with clips of listeners mouthing his words, tears, smiles, reflections. That's the power of connective art, and Fola was delivering it in real time. Beyond emotional relatability, Fola's growth is visible in how he collaborates and expands his artistic palette. He began working with producers and creatives who pushed his sound into new textures, lush layers, atmospheric beats, and instrumentation that blended R&B warmth with Afrobeat soul. There's intentionality in those choices. It's no longer simple songwriting. It's thoughtful composition. And then there's live performance. Fans say that seeing Fola on stage is different from listening to him on headphones. There's an intimacy there. A sense that he's not performing for you but with you. He carries a softness and raw energy simultaneously. And that duality transforms concerts into experiences, not just shows. Critics began to take note too. They spoke less of him as the new guy, and more as a voice of his generation. Whether it's radio interviews, cultural roundtables, or industry buzz, people started naming Fola as someone pushing emotional depth forward in modern Nigerian music. Of course, every journey has challenges. Growth isn't linear. There are creative stretches, public expectations, comparisons, and pressures that come with rising stature. But what makes Fola compelling is how he embraces that tension. He converts struggle into expression, and expression into art. What can aspiring artists learn from Fola's story? That success rarely comes from copying the loudest trends. It comes from authenticity. It comes from listening, not just to the world, but to your own inner voice. Fola didn't become successful because he fit a mold. He succeeded because he made a new one. So when people ask, why is everyone talking about Fola right now? It's not just because of one hit. It's because of a journey of growth, a transformation from What Feeling, a song that touched hearts, to Catharsis, an entire emotional landscape.